Welcome to another episode of Racing to Learn. We're a nonprofit that gets kids excited about math and science. We've got our Team Co-Rally Dementor 1/8 scale truggy. Stunt truck would probably be more apt because it's the short wheelbase version akin to the Arma Notorious. Now, in our previous video on this truck, this happened. The screws tore straight out of the differential housing. You can see those mangled holes right there. But truck landed and basically this part just went up. There was a lot of collateral damage. We've broken this piece before already. I don't even know why they make this a separate molding, but this and this. So we will need to replace this piece. They call it the gearbox brace mount A. Wish they had an aluminum version of this. What this truck really needs is the tower-to-tower brace, but that has been out of stock. So we have not been able to order that. We've done a whole bunch of upgrades. You can check out the playlist in the video description, but we have the 7075 rear brace, front brace in here, the chassis as well. Right, you can see that there. But, and we've got more of the upgrades available as we break things, or we may proactively put some of those upgrades on as well, such as this. These are the carbon fiber chassis brace stiffener front. So we might put these in, or we will put these in while we're doing this work before we go bashing today. Just a couple of quick things before we bring this truck out. Again, it's been sitting on the bench for a while now, just due to lack of time, all the projects that we have in the queue. But we've got another gearbox waiting here that we've cleaned up. You can see here this. Actually, I'll show you the breakages around here too. So these two differential mounting ears broke as well, and we had this happen on our Python too. You can see here, where is that? Oh, here. Right, those just tore through. They need to put some more material around here, or put a or mold that into here. It basically tore through here as well. So having just having inserted nuts like they do on the shock tower right above, putting a nut in there or something. This plastic just isn't sufficient to handle the forces of impact on landing. So we've cleaned up the gearbox here. When you're cleaning the grease out of these gearboxes, you really want to make sure that you get all the gunk out between the teeth. You can use a pick tool like this, to scrape that out. That's what I found useful. Toothbrush can do some good, but the grease on there is just going to gum up the teeth. So you'll want to clean it off first, or use some sort of solvent to dissolve that grease as well. So this is the gearbox gunk and residual that we've got on the bench here. We'll go ahead and continue working on this. What we're going to do next is, let's move some of these things out of the way. Just wanted to show you what the carnage looked like. So let's go ahead and transfer some of these parts over, or all of them rather. What we'll do first is these gearbox halves together. I did notice that there were shims on this as well from the, I'm not sure if I had put those in. I don't think I did, but there were shims both on the pinion and also right here that you'll see two shims in there. So it is, yeah, that just kind of removes the play in there. You make sure when you put in the gear that you put it in the right direction too, because you can easily put the diff the other way and that will have the two diffs fighting against each other, and the truck or buggy will just go around in circles. So you definitely want it to put it in the right orientation. The manual will show that to you as well. So let's just get these two differential halves together. Nice tight fit there on the plastics. All right, no grittiness. So I did clean out the gears very nicely there. You can see them spin, hear them spin, feel them. If you have any sort of gritty feeling there, like sand, you didn't clean the gears well enough. So let's go ahead and get to work here with more of this. Let's see here. Let's transfer over. Just seeing what the minimal pieces I have to remove are. Definitely gotta take this out to get access to the pins. Hold in the lower suspension arms. All right, I'm gonna leave all the screws in. Got some spacers in here too that I don't want to lose. Preserve the orientation of those as well. So let's go ahead and do that. That is used to adjust the suspension geometry. Isn't this pin coming out? Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, so next we'll start taking off these screws and just seeing what the minimum number of screws I need to take out are. So that and that. Okay, shock tower is off. Let's get these screws off here to take the anti-roll bar off. And this just swings down. Pull that out. All right, old gearbox out. Let's do this first. We'll transfer some of these screws. Usually you don't want to use a power driver to do this unless you've got the clutch set on a really low setting like we do here. Okay, so now we can just pop this right into place here where the old one was. Roll bar in. These are smaller screws, so I'm going to be much more delicate with them. I think the 2.5 millimeter. All right, so it just confirmed that there were, toward the front where the yoke of the differential is, or the pinion, you have one thick and one thin washer, and then in the back there's just the thicker washer. So that's the benefit of being able to go back to the video here as I'm shooting it. These dog bones too, you want to make sure that you have them in before you button up the suspension. And I will probably have to take this back out here. Okay, because it does go through the anti-roll bar, so realize it's kind of hard to see on camera, but you've got to, yeah, it's kind of like a puzzle here. So get the dog bone in, and get the suspension shims, washers, plastic washers, spacers, whatever you want to call them in. There you go. You got one side and then the other side. And I've got to tell you from experience, I've forgotten the dog bone before. Oh, and the other side just popped out. I guess I could, if it popped out, I could pop it back in. The suspension is in the right orientation. I guess you could pop these in before the top suspension mounts are locked in. So actually, that might make my life simpler. The pivoting of that top suspension mount, you can still get these in. Might be a bit of an exercise, but you can still get those in. And alternatively, I could have bolted down the top suspension mounts to prevent them from moving around. More than one way to do this. Okay. All right, so let's get the what is the orientation of this? Okay. There's some dust on here too. Stuff you can't get to while everything is assembled, or get to it easily. I'm just gonna wipe this down a little bit. Well, I've got this out, and what is the orientation of this? I just want to make sure. Measure twice, cut. Oh, I'm glad it's facing down. I was about to put it facing up, and the letters on it says RR. That should be facing down, so there we go. sometimes that sound I was hearing, you know, the hex bit kind of skipping around, that is not a good sound. Oh, but the other dog bone popped out again. Generally, if you hear that sound, it means you've got dirt in the hex, maybe preventing it from engaging fully. There we go. Twist that. All right. This jigsaw puzzle is coming back together. Okay. So we've got these two screws. Let's put back in. That much closer. So let us know what you think in the comments below. We'll continue rebuilding our Dementor back up, but these apply to all the Team Carrera 8th scale. We'll catch you in the next one. Thanks again for watching.